As per Economic Times, Nishant Bhadoria, age 45 years, living in Bangalore, retires at the age of 45 with a net worth of 10 crore plus. Nishant used to work for a PSU. Not everybody living in Bangalore works in an IT company. But my question to you is, how many of us want to retire at the age of 45 with net worth like 10 crore plus? Majority of us. But how many of us actually will get there? Very few, very few, because of the point number 2 of the FIRE strategy that Nishant followed, which is he has never taken a loan. Loans are like cholesterol. Good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. Good loans, bad loans. And nowadays, most people in India are taking bad loans. Let me qualify my statement with some numbers. 67% Indians rely on personal loans to fulfill their needs. It's a joke. It really is. You will now have a counter argument saying that, Rahul, in the news, you have these numbers printed. They may be wrong. They may be right. We don't know. Okay, let's have a look at this comment here on one of the videos that I found. A laborer at small factory whose monthly salary is 10,000 rupees bought S23 Ultra might be costing upwards of 1 lakh rupees. And when I asked him about why would he spend this much money on phone, his reply was, "Shock badi cheez hai."
Shock badi cheez hai.
A very lame, potentially a B-grade Bollywood movies dialogue. I mean, what are you doing really? Someone else replied on that is that my cab driver has S23 Ultra and I have mid-range Xiaomi phone. Total satyanash. Now, I'm not saying that all the loans are bad loans. For example, I took education loan 15 years ago to do my MBA. Now, that MBA got me to Mindtree in Bangalore, and Mindtree sent me to UK 10-12 years ago, and I've recovered more than 1000 returns from that education loan. So that was a very good loan. But coming back to modern loans such as buy now, pay later, no cost EMI, are big time screwing us. Excuse my French, but that is the reality. They are screwing us big time. So the question is, what makes these loans bad loans? Point number 1 is hidden charges, processing fee charges, late fee charges, etc. that I will talk about. And point number 2 is the debt trap that I will talk about. Most people nowadays are taking no cost EMI option. For example, you buy a refrigerator worth 1 lakh rupees. Simply you pay 1 lakh rupees and also you pay that in the multiple EMIs. Happy days. But have you ever wondered why you are being offered no cost EMI? Where is the money coming from? Who is paying the interest on it? Is Adani ji bringing this? Is Modi ji paying for this interest? Are banks doing charity to you? Absolutely not. What is happening right now is what we need to understand. And there are 2 prevailing models of no cost EMI that I want you to understand. And then you decide whether you want to go for no cost EMI options or not. So first example you see is, let us say you go and buy a refrigerator worth 1 lakh rupees. Please be aware that you may be paying up to 12% of annual interest on your purchase. Why? Because most of the time in this model number 1, what the retailers will do is they will jack up the price. The actual price of that refrigerator is only 94,000 and they will make it look like that the price is at 1 lakh rupees. So 12% of 1 lakh rupees for 6 EMI comes to be 6,000 rupees. What they have done is they have actually added that into the price. So 94,000 rupees plus 6,000 rupees comes to 1 lakh rupees. So essentially you bought the product at 1 lakh rupees at a higher price, 6,000 rupees more you are paying. But because it is clubbed in the product price, you will never come to know about it. That is why you will sometimes find that one retailer is selling the same product at a cheaper rate versus other retailers selling it at a higher rate. This is model number 1, where your interest is camouflaged into the product price itself and you will not even know about it. The second model around no cost EMIs is what I need to explain to you. Let us assume that a mobile phone retailer is selling a mobile phone at 50,000 rupees per phone. Okay. Now he's buying it from manufacturer at 40,000 rupees per phone. So his profit is 10,000 rupees per phone. Let us say he is able to sell 100 such phones in a month, meaning that his profit is 10 lakh rupees. Now a Lallu Panju bank reaches out to this retailer and say that, hey, we are going to offer no cost EMI to your customers. And the retailer says, how come? The bank will say to the retailer that you have to pay that interest on that no cost EMI loan, and the charges are 12% annual rate. So 12% annual rate on a 50,000 rupees is 6,000 rupees, but we will only offer this loan for 6 months. So 6,000 divided by 2, it comes out to be 3,000 rupees. So you, Mr. Retailer, have to give us 3,000 rupees on every phone's purchase, and together you and me will give this no cost EMI to your customers. Happy days. The retailer will scratch his head and say that, why will I give 3,000 rupees from my profit? My profit now will become only 7,000 rupees out of 10,000 rupees. The Lallu Panju bank is not Lallu Panju bank. It is a very smart bank. What they will say to retailers is that right now you're only able to sell 100 phones in a month. But if you give no cost EMI option, we can tell you that you will be able to sell 200 phones in a month. Meaning earlier you were only earning 10 lakh rupees of profit, but with the reduced profit per unit, 7,000 rupees only now, you will be able to sell 200 phones. So your overall profit will become 14 lakhs in a month. And bang, retailer is going to partner with that bank and they are going to sell more and more phones. And guess who is getting into this trap? Indian consumers. Now you will say to me that Rahul, I was getting the phone earlier for 50,000 rupees. What is a big deal? I am anyways getting zero cost EMI. I will still buy the phone at 50,000 rupees. I will explain to you the debt trap that you are getting into towards the later part of the video. But the point remains simple that nobody is doing charity when they are giving no cost EMI to you. Somebody somewhere is taking that money from you only. I will explain to you further in more details, but let us move to another example for people who are now saying that we do not take no cost EMI. What we do is we take the credit line directly from the bank. Let me now explain to you the problem in that particular option as well. So far, if you're liking this video, humble request for you to hit the like button so that more and more people can understand the nuances of this credit option and can save themselves from the debt trap. Before I move forward, just a quick announcement that I have also launched my Hindi YouTube channel. You will find the link in the description or in the pinned comments. Humble request for you to go and check it out. And if you like it, consider subscribing to that channel as well. Let me now talk about the credit lines that most of the mainstream banks are offering right now. For example, IFI Bank is offering credit line on UPI. Deliberately, I'm calling this IFI Bank because otherwise I will get a legal notice. So I'm simply trying to avoid that. But what you really see here is that you go and buy a mobile phone and what you need to do is just scan your QR code. Using your UPI, you make that payment of 50,000 rupees and you can settle this money within the next 45 days. Now, this is not like a credit card. It is slightly different from a credit card because it is a credit line given by the bank to you using the UPI facility. Why is it different from credit card? Credit cards will not put processing charges on this, but the mainstream banks like IFI Bank is going to charge you a processing fee. So if you go and read the fine print, you will see something like this, pay later charges, and you will see something like service charges here. Some banks call it service charges, some call it convenient fee, some call it processing charges, whatever is the terminology here. Let us now take the example. Let us say you make a shopping of 3,000 rupees. You will have to pay only 75 rupees plus GST on 75 rupees. But if you do the quick maths, this 75 rupees on 3,000 rupees comes out to be 2.5%. Let us do that math very, very quickly here. So that comes out to be 2.5%, right? Now 2.5% you are paying for a credit duration of 45 days. Most people do not understand this point. So if I convert that to the yearly rate, it will come out to be, let us multiply this by 365 simply and divide it by 45. You will see this comes out to be 20% annual rate. So on that 3,000 rupees shopping that you did on the credit line, you're not paying 2.5%. You are actually paying 20% annual interest rate. Let me ask you, how much is your bank giving on your fixed deposit? 7%. Now you're paying 20% annual rate on your shopping using the credit line on UPI. No doubt it is very convenient. That is why you're spending that money. And it is not only the mainstream banks, even now the fintech. So for example, Paytm postpaid loans. If you go and have a look at this page, brilliantly, beautifully designed page that you will see here, that you can pay next month, 0% interest, 60,000 rupees of instant credit, no activation fee. You build your credit score. Even finfluencers are going and selling these various apps to you. Please be careful, because if you go down here, you will see in the FAQs, that is where they will put the exact charges, right? Go ahead and have a look at the FAQs. This is where they will say that you will be charged a nominal convenient fee of 0 to 3%. It sounds like 0 to 3%, but ask yourself, this 0 to 3% is only on 30 days credit period. If you arrive at the annual rate, it will come out to be 36%. And people are not able to understand this simple maths. And if you are able to understand it, and if you are able to like this, please share this with your friends. Like this video. Let me know in the comments a simple thank you. That will motivate me, encourage me to create such more videos so that you can be educated in the right way. Second problem with these loans is what I call debt trap. Even if you're getting these loans at zero cost, zero processing cost, no EMIs, no late penalties, no charges, etc., there is still a very, very big problem that you need to understand. And the problem is called debt trap. The way it starts is that you will do one-off shopping. Let us say you only spend 3,000 rupees, only one-off, and you do Maki Kasam, I will never do this again. I will just do one-off. After 2 months, it's your girlfriend's birthday and you want to gift her a nice phone. It is really important for both of you. What do? You again do the shopping second time. So what has happened is it has become an occasional habit for you to take loans. Occasional loans become regular loans. In no time, you will not even know that your occasional loans habit has become a regular loan habit. Regular loans become loan for loan. And this, my friend, is called debt trap, that most people never come out of it because they continue to take loans for loans. And when people are trapped in debt, they can never be financially independent and retire early. My point is simple: avoid loans as much as you can. Definitely the bad loans you need to avoid, and even the good loans you need to read all the T&Cs. Make sure you understand what you are getting into and make sure you can get good return out of that loan before you commit to any loans. Let me now come back to Nishant Bhadoria, that he has never taken a loan. This one single point gives him also something called as frugal lifestyle, which is point number 1 in his FIRE strategy: financially independent and retire early strategy. But frugal lifestyle is the most misunderstood word. People think being frugal means you got to be really a big time kanjoos, makki choos, do not spend even a single rupee. No, that is not the definition of frugal lifestyle. Let me give you a very practical example. Most people take Lola cabs because they know that buying a car is going to cost a money, car is a depreciating asset, blah blah blah, and they are not understanding the real concept. Lola cabs, I hope you understand. Again, I do not want to get a legal notice. That is why I am using the term Lola cab. And the problem with Lola cabs or any other such cabs is that you have to get at least 2 to 3 cancellations before you can travel from A to B. And if you tell the driver that you want to go to point number 2, which is only 3 kilometers away, they are going to cancel on you. It is going to cause discomfort to you. It is going to cause you mental peace, and it is more importantly going to cost you your time. So frugal doesn't mean that you do not own a car. Frugal simply means that you own a car within your means. And what does that mean? Simply mean, let us say your net worth today is 1 crore rupees. Then you should be spending only 10% of that net worth on a car. For example, 10 lakh rupees. So you can buy a Swift car or Tata Punch or whatever is your liking. Now you will say that, Rahul, I don't have a net worth of 1 crore. What do? I only have 50 lakh rupees. 10% of 50 lakh rupees is 5 lakh rupees. What you can do is you can only afford Alto. That is fine. Or you go for a second-hand car. Rahul, I only have 20 lakh rupees on net worth. What do? I can't even afford Alto. Fine, you go for Activa. Point is extremely simple, that you have to spend within your means. But Rahul, what will people say if I drive an Alto? What will my girlfriend think about me? Let me tell you my thinking. People will always say something. Your girlfriend or boyfriend will always say something, because that is what people do. That doesn't mean you get into the debt trap. That does not mean that you spend money which is above your means. Because when you have this frugal lifestyle, what happens is point number 3, which is aggressive savings. Let me ask you, what is your savings ratio right now? Meaning, what percentage of your take home are you able to save today? Mine right now is close to 70%. So 70% of my take home is actually saved, and this is what I call aggressive saving. If you are able to save more than 50% of your take home, then you are heading towards the right path. So for example, if your take home is 1 lakh rupees every month, that means that if you are able to save 50,000 rupees, then you are on the right path to get retired early and live a very stress-free life. Because if you are able to save aggressively, what you are able to do is you are able to invest aggressively. For example, in the case of Nishant, he had consistent investment in equities, 6.5 crores, fixed income instruments, 2.5 crores, and other investments, 1 crore plus. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to be consistent with your savings. You got to be consistent with your investments. 50,000 rupees every month invested for 20 years at 12% rate is going to give you 5 crore rupees of worth. I know inflation is there. I do understand inflation. That 5 crores 20 years down the line is not going to be carrying the value of 5 crores. I understand that. It will not carry the value of 5 crores, but it will carry some value. And you have to do the math for yourself. So you see how this entire narrative of not having loans or only having the good loans is trying to get the frugal mindset, and the frugal mindset gets you to the aggressive savings, and the aggressive savings get you to the consistent investments, and that takes you to the path of financial independence and retire early. Talking about investments, you can consider joining my YouTube member community, because I talk about exclusive in-depth analysis of various investment assets, and you are going to learn a lot by reading my community posts. You will find the link in the description or in the pinned comments. Secondly, if you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends and family so that more people can understand the no-cost EMI, buy now, pay later, and the FIRE model in more details. Also, let me know in the comments a simple thank you if you like this video, because it will motivate me, it will encourage me to come up with such videos more often. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next video. Until then, keep rocking.